Have you ever wondered why certain people from your past keep returning to your thoughts, even when your mind says you have moved on? Why does a single unfinished goodbye create such a long shadow in our emotional life? There are relationships that end with clarity and kindness, and then there are those that fade in silence, stop in anger, or collapse without a proper farewell. These incomplete endings often leave a vibration inside us that does not disappear on its own. Instead, it repeats. It shows up as sudden memories, emotional echoes, dreams, or unexplained heaviness in the heart. It can feel as if the relationship is still alive somewhere inside, even though life has moved forward. This is the karma of unfinished goodbyes. When a farewell is not expressed with awareness, acceptance, or understanding, the energetic link between two souls remains half open, like a door that was never fully closed. And the mind, in its attempt to complete what the heart could not, keeps replaying the old story again and again. That is why certain patterns repeat, certain emotions linger, and certain faces return in different forms. But what if there was a gentle way to close these open loops? What if you could complete the goodbye within yourself, without the other person being present, without reopening old wounds, and without losing the love or lessons that connection gave you? In this video, inspired by the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, we will explore a simple and compassionate practice to help you release old emotional threads, complete unfinished farewells, and bring peaceful closure to the relationships and memories that continue to circle your life. A gentle understanding, a conscious goodbye, and a quiet blessing, sometimes that is all the soul needs to finally move forward. In spiritual understanding, especially in the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, relationships are never accidents. Souls meet each other because there is something to give, something to learn, or something to complete. When a relationship ends with clarity, respect, or natural closure, the karmic energy between the two souls finishes its circle. But when a relationship ends suddenly, through silence, misunderstanding, avoidance, anger, or emotional shock, the karmic link remains open, like a thread that was never tied. This is what we call an unfinished goodbye. It is not only an incomplete conversation, it is an incomplete energy. The emotions, expectations, and lessons connected to that person stay suspended in the heart, waiting for resolution. Yogananda often explained that the soul remembers vibrations more deeply than the mind remembers words. So even if you consciously forget someone, the vibration of the unfinished moment stays stored inside the subtle body. Over time, this uncompleted energy begins to act like a loop. It keeps pulling your attention back. It keeps asking for understanding, healing, and completion. It can appear in the form of old memories resurfacing, sudden dreams, or emotional heaviness that has no clear reason. Many people think this is weakness or emotional attachment, but spiritually, it is simply a sign that something inside you wants closure. Unfinished goodbyes do not mean something went wrong in your life. They only mean that the soul is inviting you to gently complete an old karmic circle so that both inner peace and emotional clarity can return. When you understand this, the past loses its power, and your heart becomes free to move forward without carrying old vibrations. In this way, completing unfinished goodbyes becomes not just emotional healing, but spiritual evolution. The mind is a remarkable instrument, but it is also deeply sensitive. According to Yogananda, the subconscious mind absorbs every emotional experience like a photographic plate. When something intense, sudden, or confusing happens, especially a goodbye that never received closure, the mind cannot file it away neatly. Instead, it keeps returning to it, trying to complete what the heart could not. This is why old relationships, even from many years ago, sometimes rise to the surface without warning. The mind is not trying to hurt you, it is trying to heal you. It keeps replaying old scenes because it is searching for a resolution that never happened. It tries to understand what went wrong, it tries to rewrite the ending, and it tries to reclaim the pieces of your energy that got stuck in that moment. Every unfinished goodbye becomes like an open tab on the computer of your consciousness, consuming attention even when you are not aware of it. That is why certain people appear in your dreams, even if you never think about them during the day. That is why familiar emotional patterns return in new relationships. That is why a single memory can suddenly bring a wave of emotion. The subconscious is gently tapping you, saying, "Please complete this. Please bring peace to this space." Instead of fighting the memory, the spiritual path asks you to understand it. Once you recognize that the mind is only trying to heal an old wound, your resistance softens. You no longer judge yourself for remembering. You no longer feel trapped by the past. You begin to see these thoughts as messages, not disturbances. And when you respond with awareness and compassion, the mind finally receives the closure it was seeking. This is how emotional loops dissolve and clarity returns. When a goodbye remains incomplete, its effects do not stay only in the mind, they ripple through the emotional and karmic layers of our being. Yogananda often spoke about how every interaction leaves an energetic imprint, and when a relationship ends without clarity or peace, that imprint becomes like a small knot in the heart. Over time, this knot influences how we feel, how we trust, and how we relate to new people. One of the first effects is the creation of emotional loops. You may notice similar situations repeating, similar personalities entering your life, or familiar conflicts showing up again and again. This happens because the unfinished lesson keeps recreating circumstances that mirror the past, hoping you will finally resolve it. Another effect is energetic attachment. When a goodbye is not complete, part of your prana, your life force, remains emotionally invested in that memory. You may feel drained, distracted, or unable to fully open your heart to new connections. This is not because you are weak, it is simply because some of your energy is still tied to an old story. Unfinished goodbyes also interfere with new relationships. Without realizing it, you may compare, hesitate, or protect your heart more than necessary. This inner caution often comes from a past that has not been fully healed. On a deeper level, these incomplete threads can travel across lifetimes. Yogananda explained that souls often return to each other lifetime after lifetime to balance unfulfilled karma. So, a goodbye left unresolved today may become a lesson revisited in the future. But none of this is meant to frighten you. It is simply the soul's natural process of learning and completing. When you understand the karmic effects with compassion, you gain the power to break the cycle, release the burden, and free your heart. In this awareness, healing becomes possible and inevitable. Many people carry unfinished goodbyes without realizing it, because the signs are often subtle and emotional rather than dramatic. Yogananda taught that the heart is very honest, even when the mind tries to move on. So the first sign of an unfinished farewell is the unexpected return of memories. A person you haven't spoken to in years suddenly appears in your mind, sometimes without any obvious trigger. You may find yourself thinking about what you should have said, or how things could have ended differently. Sometimes the sign appears in dreams. You may dream of someone from the past even when you never think of them during the day. The dream is not random, it is the subconscious trying to bring the unfinished energy into awareness. Another sign is emotional heaviness or discomfort when you recall a particular person. Even if you tell yourself you are over it, your body may tighten, your breath may become shallow, or a soft sadness may rise. This means a part of your emotional body is still holding the impact of the old ending. You may also notice patterns repeating. Someone new enters your life but reminds you emotionally of the person from your past. Their tone, behavior, or energy feels strangely familiar. This often means the old lesson has not been completed and is reappearing in a new form. Another important sign is avoidance. If you feel resistance whenever a certain memory or name comes up, it usually indicates that something remains unprocessed. Finally, if you sense that a conversation was left halfway, or a chapter never truly closed, that intuition is often accurate. The soul whispers truth softly. Recognizing these signs is not a weakness, it is the first step toward healing. Once you see the unfinished goodbye, you can finally bring peace, clarity, and closure to it. Healing an unfinished goodbye does not require the other person. It does not require talking, reopening old wounds, or going back into the past physically. Instead, the healing happens inside you, where the original emotional imprint was stored. Inspired by Yogananda's teachings on inner purification and mental imagery, this practice helps you complete the karmic thread with compassion and dignity. Begin by sitting quietly and breathing slowly, allowing your awareness to settle into your heart. When the heart becomes calm, visualize the person in front of you, not as they were at their worst, but simply as a soul on their journey, just like you. You are not trying to justify or erase anything, you are only acknowledging their presence in your inner world. Then, speak to them gently in your mind. Offer a simple recognition of the role they played in your life. You might say inwardly, "Thank you for the lessons we shared. I release you with goodwill." This acknowledgement begins dissolving the emotional knot. Next comes forgiveness, which is one of the most powerful tools Yogananda emphasized. Forgiveness does not mean agreement, it means releasing the burden. Say silently, "If I have harmed you knowingly or unknowingly, forgive me. And if you have harmed me knowingly or unknowingly, I forgive you." These words untie the deeper layers of karmic tension. Then visualize a soft golden light flowing from your heart to theirs, blessing both of you. The golden light symbolizes higher understanding and divine healing. Finally, imagine yourself bowing gently, turning away, and walking on your own path while they walk on theirs. This symbolic closing tells the subconscious that the karmic circle is complete. With practice, this inner ritual brings profound peace, emotional freedom, and the sense that the unfinished goodbye has finally received the closure it deserved. When you complete an unfinished goodbye within yourself, something subtle yet powerful begins to shift. The first change many seekers notice is a sense of emotional lightness, as if a weight they didn't even realize they were carrying has finally been lifted. You may find that your breathing becomes deeper, your thoughts become clearer, and the background tension you lived with for years simply dissolves. This happens because the prana, or life force, that was stuck in the memory is now free to return to you. Another change is the reduction of intrusive thoughts. The mind no longer needs to replay the old story because the ending has finally been given. The emotional loop closes, and what once felt like an unfinished chapter becomes a quiet lesson in your inner library. Many people also notice that their relationships begin to improve. When the energy from the past is no longer interfering, you can meet new people with openness instead of fear, clarity instead of confusion. Your heart becomes more available to love, trust, and connect without old shadows influencing your responses. On a deeper level, some people experience a spiritual shift. The soul feels more aligned, more settled, more in harmony with its journey. Yogananda often said that freedom is the natural state of the soul, and completing old goodbyes is one of the ways we return to that freedom. You might also feel a gentle compassion for the person you released, not attachment, but understanding. This is a sign that true healing has happened. The past no longer holds power over you, it simply becomes part of your growth. In this state, life moves with more grace. Your emotional space becomes clearer, your inner world becomes quieter, and your path forward becomes brighter. This is the gift of completing an unfinished goodbye. As we come to the end of this journey, my dear friend, I want to remind you of something very simple yet very powerful. The past does not hold you because it is strong. It holds you only because a part of your heart is still waiting for closure. And today, by understanding the karma of unfinished goodbyes, you have taken an important step toward your own freedom. You do not need to return to old relationships. You do not need to reopen old wounds. All you need is a quiet moment within yourself, a moment where you release the story with love, forgiveness, and understanding. When you do this, the loops stop repeating, the heaviness begins to dissolve, and your inner space becomes open for new blessings. Your journey continues forward, not backward. And remember, every time you bring peace to your inner world, you honor your own soul and the teachings of the great masters, including our beloved Paramahansa Yogananda. If this video touched your heart in any way, I invite you to share your experience or your reflection in the comments. Even writing a simple Jai Gurudev can be your way of sealing this healing moment with gratitude and devotion. And I would truly love to know, what topic would you like the next video to explore? What question is your soul seeking clarity on? Your suggestions help me create guidance that serves your inner journey. So write your thoughts, share your request, or simply type Jai Gurudev in the comments below. If this message brought you peace, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who may need this healing right now. Thank you for being here, thank you for growing, and thank you for walking this path with an open heart. Until we meet again. Jai Gurudev.